Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so we're in Cycle Division today, and I've decided to go for the Mercury Cougar, I think it was, is what I chose. So we'll see how we get off of the line here. I'm just going to stick to the inside line, as usual. Luckily I'm on the left side of the track already. Just riding a little bit of contact, and then we'll just get on the nice and early on the brakes. Make sure we don't go into anybody. Just getting a feel for the braking point still. And that's done nicely. Dropped back a little bit, but not too bad. Should be able to close that back in pretty soon, pretty quickly. Just getting a feel for the car at this point. I have to apologise as well. It's been way too long since my last video, since I brought one out. I did intend to make a video maybe at least once every week, twice a week, and I've just been really busy recently. And again, with just some strange working patterns, and I had to fix my bike. But yeah, we've got a bit of a run here, but I'm just going to duck back in because I wasn't really fully alongside there, so couldn't really make that pass work. So we're going into the corkscrew now. This is really difficult to get right with stop brakes, so I'm just coming off of the gas and then just nice and early and just taking it really easy through there, making sure that I don't run wide or end up going into the sand. I'm doing okay so far. I did start from quite far back, I think. Can't remember exactly what position I started now, but 6th place is not too bad going. I'm just going to skip back. This is the guy behind me, and he just forces his way through there, forces me completely out of the way. So that guy, I'm just going to tap him wide in the same way that he did to me, really. So I'm just going to line up quite far back, but I'm just going to brake a little bit later than I usually do. This is how you do it. A little bit later than usual, and just a little nudge. He saw me coming there, but I still managed to get him and just nudged him off. Maybe a little bit too harsh, but I got my position back there. And then I didn't realise, I thought I saw something. I just kind of got a glimpse of a proximity arrow when I were in the race, and then I checked the replays back afterwards, and yeah, he goes for another ram at me, and yeah, I didn't actually realise. I saw something. Luckily I'd just caught it, and yeah, there it goes. The proximity arrow just goes flying across there, and if we take a look at that, so this is me, and it's just coming in now, and it's going in at full speed. It's going for the ram, and it was so close, but unfortunately for him, I got away with that one, which I think is fair enough, because he pushed me out of the way first, and I was just pushing my way back past. I thought, it's my position, so I'll take it. But I guess that's just your usual Cycled Division antics. So we've got somebody right behind me now. Looks like they could have some good pace. I didn't have good pace in this race, to be fair. Cycle Division can be a bit of a mixed bag. I've been enjoying, I do like to do, oh, he's gone for the dive bomb there. Yeah, I do like to do the, I like cycle production most, but obviously don't make for such great videos. So I'm just going to try and hang it around the outside here. But it's edged me out, which is fair enough, is, you know, you can do that. But we've both lost the position because of that, and then he tries to take that guy out as well. I think he did kind of nudge his way through there, but he lost the position because of it, so I didn't really gain anything there. But as you can see, yeah, my pace was pretty bad. So we'll move on to the next race, which was another carnage-filled race, to be fair. A lot of crashes and a lot of bad driving, but this is why we come to Cycle Division. So that guy goes straight in there. I think he made contact. I'm not sure if he did actually. If he didn't, it was a pretty decent move. I was being maybe a little over conservative, as I usually am at the start of a race, and he's gained a few positions because of that. Somebody's gotten a little bit sideways, but it's just kind of come across on me there, so I couldn't take any advantage of that. And then this guy, the guy from the last race, he swipes across, tries to take me out. I think he's still a bit unhappy. about something. So he's made a bit of a fail of that one, but he's still behind me, and I can see his proximity arrow is quite close, and I think he's a bit unhappy about something. I'm not sure what. I'm getting held up, so he's trying to take me out, and it looks like he's just about got the job done there. These cars are quite hard to control. You'll see in a minute just how hard these cars are to control stock. Oh, so not stock, sorry, but just a basic homologation tune. They are very tricky to drive, very tall suspension, long suspension, so they kind of tend to bounce around a bit, and kind of feels almost as if it's going to take off at some points. The front really lifts up, and it kind of feels like the car's just about to take off. So there's the rage guy. Looks like he's been involved in another crash again, and he's lost out to me there now. And then there's this guy here, the guy called Mike, just in front of me. He's a real character. For some reason in this lobby, in these races, he was driving really dirty. Like, there was quite a lot of people actually. I should have saved some of the replays. It just seemed like people were just pushing everybody out of the way. Like, the way to pass in these races seemed to be just to knock the other person off of the track and go straight into the back of them. And this Mike guy were doing that for some reason. I'll have to try and catch him on the mic if I've got the Elgato handy in future, because he's a real character as this guy. He comes on the microphone and he kind of makes fun of everybody, and I think he should have a show of his own. This guy, yeah, he's quite funny just to listen to when you're in the lobby with him. It's definitely one to look out for. But yeah, taking no prisoners in this race today. So I'm a little bit cautious coming up behind now, and I know what's going to happen if I do get past him. Seems to be in one of those moods, kind of crazy guy, but yeah, very funny on the mic, so we can forgive him. Charismatic. So we can forgive a couple of faults because of that reason. So yeah, I've still got him behind, so I'm a little bit worried now. Just about to be going into the chicane, and this chicane, I have to say, when you're not using braking line, so difficult to spot a braking point. There's just nothing. It's like wilderness looking for a braking point, and then it's quite difficult to judge it. But I think too badly there. We tried to come around the outside, but it were a bit of a never ever going to happen. And I'm expecting going into a hairpin now, and you see the front's lifting up. Really difficult car to control, but I've just about got up, made some contact. But I'm just going to hang it around the outside and just keep holding that position. So here we go, the end of that race, and stayed in 7th, and not a lot really happened till the end there, so I'll just cut that short. But yeah, really hard car to drive, and very bouncy, and the front lifts up quite a bit. So we'll go on to the next race. Again, like I say, absolute carnage again. It's good class actually, is this one. So you know, it's always good when this one comes up. I think it's V8 supercars or touring cars or something, anything like that's always good. S class, I think. And yeah, I've had to just drive out of the way of that crash there, and then I did. I forgot. It's me, I did it. It's the short version, and yeah, I really feel bad about that one. I've ruined everybody's race. We've all done it, right? Probably not, but yeah, this is just one of the things when you don't use braking line. Sometimes little things like that, well, big things like that slip your mind. And then again, I just completely underestimate how much grip this car has. Not quite as much as maybe say a touring car would. I think this is a V8 supercar, so it's a lot of power. Kind of reminds me actually of the old 80s like Capris and stuff like that. Those touring cars or whatever it is that you can use, or racing some of them. They're brilliant. Them amazing acceleration. Does about the same lap time as a modern day touring car, except it does it, you know, in a completely different way. It's all about straight line speed, like 700 horsepower or something, so about 200 more horsepower, a little bit less grip. So here we go, Mike again, just shoving his way past. That seems to be his new way of overtaking people. But yeah, you should try all the not just that as well. Like I think is it the Trans Am? I was just watching that thing Uppity. I think it's called Uppity or something like that on Netflix. All about like Trans Am racing and stuff like that. Brilliant program about this guy called what's his name now? Willie T. Ribs. That's it. Yeah, I didn't look that up. Yeah, apparently it seems to be he was an amazing racing driver. And then yeah, obviously never really kind of saw him in Formula 1. But yeah, it seems to be as good as what they say. It's pretty amazing, really. A real class above everybody else at the time. Would have been amazing to see him up against Senna around about that era. Senna was just coming into Formula 1, and he was trying to break into Formula 1 at the time, but just didn't manage to do it, unfortunately. It would have been interesting to see how he would have gone against Senna, and if Lewis Hamilton had been around about that time, would have been interesting as well. But yeah, still a good program to watch. It's called Uppity, and they drive all the big old Trans Ams and things like that. And I think you can get something similar to that on here. And I was just trying some of those, like 700 horsepower, some of them V8, some of them turbo, and yeah, kind of crazy. Really fast straight line speed, and the Audi as well, the Audi touring car from the 80s or 90s, sorry, I think, on this. Yeah, really fast car in a straight line. Weighs about, well, just over a ton, and it's got 700 horsepower or something like that. And then not as much grip as a modern day touring car, but it does about the same lap time because of the straight line speed and the acceleration. Acceleration's like 9.1 or something. But yeah, just coming up now on somebody. I'm going to try and nip past if we can. So yeah, we're coming down the outside. We've got a bit of a poor exit there, so that's pretty easily done. And then you see he passed me back just to do it like this, as Michael Schumacher said. You'll have to forgive me for my constant quotation. Oh, I meant that's what I'm talking about. People just ramming their way past, and then is he going to go for it? Yeah, it looks like he's going for me as well. Yep, there we go, more contact. So let's see if we can survive this corner. He's coming in, he's trying to get me, and I think he's going to get me here. There's nothing I can do. There we go, going for the rear quarter again. But you've got to know, too soon, Paul Walker. You've got to know when to do it. This is the place to do it. Bang. Yep. A bit too hard. Not quite the precision move I was wanting there, but I got the job done. So yeah, you'll have to forgive me for my constant quotation. I've got a load of for Christmas and my birthday. I got a load of the old DVDs, the season reviews from like 1988 and Senna era and 1990. So I'm always quoting Michael Schumacher and stuff like that. And all those guys, they've just come out with some funny things. Yeah, some of the interviews are pretty funny. But yeah, we're moving on to the last race now, and yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. And the old supercars, not a lot of grip, lots of power, not much grip, which I do like. I don't mind that. It suits my driving style. I've noticed I was doing rivals recently, and oh, we've got something going on here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what is going on there. But yeah, I've noticed from doing rivals, I've noticed my style. I was doing the Road America one, the monthly fun one at the Road America with the, oh, that's a bad rejoin. Where you're driving the Audi R8 LMS or whatever it is, like the, well, what do you call it now? Like the kind of Le Mans style modern GT, whatever it is. You're driving that, and yeah, I've noticed it didn't really suit my style too much, because for those cars you really have to carry a lot of corner speed, and that's not really my style. I prefer things like this where you in slow and out fast, and it's all about getting good traction out of the corners. And I do kind of tend to work like that. You know, the short, sharp corners like Long Beach and things like that. As this guy does a really great move. I think the TVR seems to be the car to have for this track combination for some reason. A lot of people seem to go for the TVR. I think at least the top three were all driving TVRs, so I didn't really stand much chance here. It seems to have a lot of grip, and it's good for this track. But I think he makes a bit of a mistake. He's made a mistake, but running out of room, and it's closing down, and I'm not going to be able to go for it there. But yeah, as I was saying, I do seem to have a good knack for being able to get the power down nicely. You know, you come on like corners where you come on really hard on the brakes, get it slowed right down to a very slow speed. You have to be very smooth, getting good traction, and that seems to be where that sort of suits my style. But this new Rivals Challenge at Road America, in the I think it's the featured ones. Yeah, I mean, I did. I got I think it were a 2-minute 9.3, which is pretty reasonable. It's actually less than 2 seconds off of the top driver, and my middle sector is really good. But it's the last sector that I'm probably worst at, need to get a little bit more speed at, and then I'd probably be able to put in a pretty decent time. But it's not completely suits my style, because with it being mid-engine, traction's quite easy. So I think the people that seem to do quite well are those that can carry a lot of corner speed and just sweep through the corners and just keep that speed up. But that's just not how I drive. The kind of cars that I use, a lot of them, like say if I were doing the Forza GT Endurance, I use the Jag XK, and I don't use traction control, so it's all about getting good traction. So it's slow in, fast out, and getting good traction, and it's not so much about carrying corner speed. But I made a mistake there, and I've lost this position now. So it looks like, I think all top 3 drivers now, they're all using the TVR. I almost beat that. I almost got the podium position there, but it's just not going to be enough unless the guy in second place actually does seem to be a little bit slower. I've caught him quite quickly, so maybe there's a chance we could just nip by before the end of the race. It's getting near the end now, though. It's going to be relying on a mistake at the jump. Quite tricky to get right. I usually just go to the middle and dab the brakes, drop the front end down, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on there, but I've dropped back quite a bit. I just don't think this was the right car choice, although I had fun driving this car. It was nice to be able to use the Ferrari. I'm not a big fan of the TVR at all, and I think they were a bit of fighting for that last position there. But here we go, here's the results, and I'll just double check. Yeah, everybody above me, in front of me, using that TVR. That's it for this video, so hit that like button, smash subscribe, and all that good stuff.